Hey, what's up, guys? Malt here, and we're back with some more Konran. I don't know how to properly say this. Konran Zanki. Anyways, we just got to this area. We just got briefly introduced to these people, and there's one person missing. So let's go talk to people and figure out who their names are and stuff. I'm scared to click TVs, so I'm just not going to. Let's talk to Unknown Man first. This guy seems to be deep into his thoughts. I don't really feel like bothering him. He could be trying to figure out something useful. Okay, well that was great. Let's talk to Hatman. Dude, these sound effects are so loud. Maybe I should actually turn them down. Like, holy crap, that was unexpectedly loud. Eek. I'm sorry for being... I didn't do anything. It's fine. I just want to talk a bit with you.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry for startling you that much. I know that I'm a bit uptight, but this girl, she's totally in distress.
あれ?
Have you gotten a hiccup? I'm so sorry. It's just that I gasped so much air when I screamed. Yeah, I almost thought you had dislocated your jaw. I am so sorry. It must have been very ugly to see. No way. And there's strictly nothing to be sorry for. Okay. Stop sobbing and calm down. Breathe at a regular pace and answer to this question. What is tofu made of? Daizu? It's gone. This always works. What? Nothing. It's alright. This girl has such a neurotic behavior. I'll keep an eye on her to make sure she's fine, even though I wouldn't really know what to do in case of emergency. So I guess only you and I want to play then.
でもさ。
But do you know any two-player game that doesn't require any playing equipment? I know exactly what kind of game we could play too. Wink wink, nudge nudge. You, no way, you're way too thick for me. Thick? What was that, you little raw-boned twat? What's with this pitiful animosity? Wow, you're such a rowdy girl. At least I can see that this huge mouth of yours can excel at being a foul mouth as much as being a full mouth. You know too well what it must be like to have your mouth full, don't you? Hey, the two of you, do you seriously believe it's the right time to beg yourself vulgarly? So indecent, yeah, holy shit. They don't pull their punches in this game. Hey, Fujita, calm down. We're cool, he's just a fun player, I already love him. He's got the same notion of friendship as me.
違うな。
Who said I was your friend though? He's good, so good. It seems like he's finally found someone that's almost as wacky as her, but I feel like it's going to be similar to throwing gasoline into a fire. Hey! Wait, aren't you the girl who didn't want to play earlier? Why though?
Huh?
Because the matter is too disquieting for us to heedlessly goof around. I disagree. I really believe that it could help everyone relax a little bit. But if you don't want to play, I could pat your head.
そうで
It's
しょうか。
very nice of you, but I'll have to decline. You can pat my head too if you want to. Yerk, I don't want your lices on my hands. He's got the bite. Only with you though. But now, I wonder how their discussion has led to such a bawdy argument. Maybe humans are just connected and made to befriend specific people naturally. Interesting. Alright. What happened? Is it gonna have any different dialogue if I talk to him instead? They're still talking, but I doubt it would be constructive discussion. I'd rather stay away and not get involved in their little swing me a crack. Is that a saying? I don't know. No, I'm not talking to them. I want to talk to Masked Man. No, stop. Okay. My mask seems to be upsetting you. This mask intrigues me so much that I didn't notice that I was awkwardly staring at him.
あのー。
No, it's just... its eyes. Are they moving? Obviously not. It's a mere mask. It did! It totally did! I'd like you to get used to it, please. I hope you'll be able to understand it later on. Understand what exactly? Never mind. It'll come in time. This guy is so weird and farouche. The more I try to understand him, the more complicated it gets. I could have a dictionary ready and waiting for me for this game because it's going to introduce me to all these terms, but I don't know if I want to. They're still talking, but I'm not talking to them. Oh my god, I keep accidentally clicking those guys. Okay. Hanbiabuki. Fujita, the lady said that we have to be waiting, so sit and wait. Oh jeez, Hanbi, stop being so indifferent and taking this whole situation so shallowly. Are you used to getting kidnapped and trapped into unknown places or what? Well, I could run around and scream like a little girl, but you know, I'm not suited for it. But after all, a true man doesn't fear to wear a pink frilly undie while assessing his virility. You see, it's exactly about that, acting so flippantly again. I know you may not understand my attitude, but I think that the most striking one is actually your behavior. Doing the 1,000 steps and scolding everyone. Furthermore, you seem rather sweaty. Your skin is going to smell like a saggy pork chop. It's not my fault. I sweat whenever I feel nervous. It's not really nice to make me self-aware about this insecurity. I'm sorry, it wasn't very delicate of me to talk about that so scoffingly. This terrible situation is making me cross the line. But don't worry, your sweating tendency doesn't make you any less cute. Thank you. Hope you're not mocking me again. Not at all. I like to mess around, but I never make someone feel insecure about themselves. This girl really reminds me of Sonia Nevermind. She just ara-ara'd me. You most certainly look strained. You may want to unwind a bit, so please, take a seat. She seems rather nice. People are so easy to get flustered. They're so self-destructive they won't let their life flows the way it has to. Plus, it will make you hair and your skin all dry and sore. What could be a bigger disaster than having withered features? You really seem to care a lot about your appearance, don't you? That's a rather strange thing to say. I like to maintain a pretty appearance. Is it necessarily blameworthy? Of course not. It was just a question. Well, people care about pleasant appearances, and I won't lie, I like them to care about me too. Humans are made to live in groups, after all. I don't think to care was the proper verb. It doesn't sound like she used it with its usual meaning. Don't you think it would be better to care about what's inside instead? I mean, beauty shouldn't get all the credits. Society's made that privileges are way too often given to people with features that fit the established beauty standards. I'm such a young soul, I do not wish to be left behind. I only care to show my inner beauty to those who deserve it. This girl, she seems to care a little too much about her look, but somehow, I feel she shares something that's not completely wrong. I can't put my finger on what though. Okay, so I haven't talked to her yet. It's fine to have no real consideration toward our current position, but some people in this room seem to have no genuine conscience. I guess I meant conscience. They are very imprudent. Yes, I feel that is not very reasonable. I don't think they take this seriously. I sounded a little haughty saying this. Did I too? They're still talking. Oh god, I didn't mean to click those. How do I keep accidentally clicking them? Writings. What are these writings? Thrills are inside. Come in. That's very odd. My heart started pounding just by reading it. The one who wrote this must have a pocky humor. What do you think it can mean? It means that my assumptions are confirmed. The real business is waiting for us behind this door. Well, it's not very encouraging, but it feels like a mockery. That's upsetting. Obviously, that was the point of it. They're taunting us with the pseudo-humoristic writings. I can't really tell whether she's trying to express her fear or trying to scare me. And this little face next to it, I've already seen it somewhere, but I can't put my finger on it. Don't you remember it? It's a recurring visual around here, though. A recurring visual around here? Then where did I see it? Ooh, options. Was it on the invitation letter? What can I say? I'm really good at video games. Exactly. It resembles a little face that was on the invitation envelope. How do you know what I received one? I know that you and your two little friends chose to come to this room haphazardly. But what sort of incriminating question was that? Whew. That glare. She's not very happy. Excuse me. I've been acting paranoid since I found myself stuck in this place. But anyway, what is this little face supposed to be? Why are they drawing this everywhere? This might be our host's trademark. A lot of felons like to have their own trademark. Creeping up on me again? Too bad. I saw it coming. What makes you think so, dear Handy? Well, that sounded very sarcastic. But I guess you could say it's my sixth sense. Or the fact that I'm a lifeless man in his late 20s who spends his Sundays watching crime TV shows. Well, that was too many informations. That was too much information. He must be messing with me again, and it doesn't really help figuring out what it could mean. Okay. I think it's time for us to hit that TV up there, but you know, TVs are dangerous, so I'm just gonna save real quick. Alright, great. Alright, let's hit the TV. There's really one in every room. I still don't understand their purpose, though. Wow, that sucked. Okay, what else is in this room that I haven't looked at yet? Porthole? This portal is tightly sealed too, from the inside and the outside. The chains are, as well as the padlock, seem to be very heavy and large. It would require some professional equipment to get rid of it. Too bad I don't have my tools with me. What the hell do I do? Do I have tools like that? What have I not interacted with? I've talked to everybody. So what do I do now? Do I just open the door? When I look at this door, I can't help but feel a thrilling apprehension. It's like if a poisonous mist was spreading through the gaps of this door to fill the antechamber and stimulate each of our nerves. It's troubling. When I look at this door, I can't... I already said that. It's fine. Is mouse clicking just like really, really unstable? Should I stop using mouse clicks and use spacebar instead? Maybe that'll help. I don't know. I think mouse clicking is kind of messing things up. Okay, so here's the thing. What? I've literally interacted with everything. Do I talk to unknown man again? Deep into his thoughts, I don't feel like bothering him. Okay. They're still talking, but it's constructive. Hat girl still trying to breathe at a regular pace. You can still hear her hiccups and see a few tears rolling down her cheeks. Okay. Am I stuck? Is he mocking me or not? This is gonna make me even more nervous. Okay, this is not helping me at all. What am I missing? Can I look up and down? No, I don't seem to be able to. Be attentive to what your skin is calling out for. Scrub your lips, exfoliate your skin, and condition those golden locks of yours. I wash my face every morning and evening with organic patchouli scented soaps. Lovely. Okay. I don't even know what that means, but sure. Oh, camera. I wonder if it could be a thermal camera like the other woman hypothesized. On the other hand, I somewhat doubt it. Somehow, I get the feeling that someone is currently monitoring us with it. I literally have goosebump just thinking about it. Aha! Something changed. Oh yeah, I forgot that I have a button that lets me see what's interactable. I need to use that again. That's all messing my brain. What's wrong? Well, I woke up in this weird room and I've never been to it, and yet I noticed that some of my belongings were there. It's like I had brought my stuff with me and then lost my mind shortly after. What if it was that weirdo who trapped us here that brought them up? That's freaking disturbing, man. It is true. The same thing happened to me. I even found my undergarments in one of the drawers. How humiliating. Well, that's interesting. The only thing that could be interesting would be to know if anyone has an account that differs from the usual events. Well, for me, I did not wake up in one of those bedroll. Is this the missing student? Or, sorry, I guess it's not students in this. Oh. Pardon me for being so late. I'm coming straight from a weird room in which I just found an invitation. The door, it has opened. The moment has come. Now it is time to see the face of the individual behind this preposterous performance. Before that, is anyone able to tell me what's going on? Well, we don't really have the time to think about talking all over again. Just tag along. Yep, should have been an early bird. Well, if that's so... He just walked in and immediately got hit with the doors opening. It was finally time for explanations. Nothing was guaranteed for us as we were slowly starting to understand how surreal the situation was. It felt like trying to cross a road blindfolded, unable to predict if a car is going to hit you or not. However, beneath this monstrous amount of tenseful dread, I felt a bit relieved. I felt a bit relieved to know that I was not alone and that I was not the only one to endure this. We were finally ready to confront it and see the face of a disturbed mind. We were all bitterly eager to hear out their motives for all of this staging. We were, well, it's not like if it was easy to explain such an abstruse... Okay, you know what? You know what, guys? Define abstruse. Wow, difficult to understand, obscure. Wow. I literally just learned a new word. I'm gonna use that word all the time now and show how smart I am. My vocabulary hardly has ever needed the right terms to describe... Did you just talk about vocabulary? Alright, to describe such circumstances, it probably doesn't even have enough practical knowledge for it. But in either ways, my brain was so distraught that the word simply became a confusing notion. The only one that I could picture in my mind was... survival. Ooh, save time. Let's save in 3 this time. Why not? I've seen this screenshot before. Look at her super glowing legs. What's up with that? It was so distressing. A crushing rush of adrenaline suddenly started to hurtle through my bloodstream. It caused my heart to pump so frantically that I was able to hear my own heartbeat vibrate all the way up to my ears. The room that we were in was dyed into a green hue that was emphasizing its otherworldly aspect. Faint, echoing electronic sounds were harmonized with a mechanical melody which felt as if we were swallowed by a robot and were slowly traveling through its digestive system. But strangely, in a contradiction with the crippling feeling of fear, the room casted a curious tranquility. Oh my, what a cutting-edge architecture. Very futuristic. So neo-futuristic. Looks like one of those laboratories in which they conduct experiments. Plot twist is, we are the experiment subjects. I'll be saying nonsense is not Yonano. There isn't any twisted experiment going on. I may have said that a little too firmly, because in the end I fear that could be a possibility. But everything's been bullcrap so far. And I'm tired of waiting. That's crushing my nerves now. Please, be a little more patient. The screen, it switched on. It was in the far back of the room, and it was hard to define what sort of technology it was. Two kinds of towering technological columns were transmitting a black hologram-like screen that was steadily hovering in midair. It seems indefinable due to its advanced-looking technology, but it wasn't just a model, it was real. And it had switched itself on. A video? I mean, I guess there was already a video at the beginning. That was cool. Damn. Who the hell are you? Is that a joke? Waiting so long just for this? What a grotesque turn of events. That's a puppet. Hey, puke face. You may call me grotesque, but how dare you refer to me as a mere puppet? I just responded back. Is that a robot? Wow, whether or not it's a robot or puppet, it looks so adorable. Is it? Of course I'm cute. Desirable is my second name, baby. But now, enough with jokes, because it is time for my introduction. Welcome, my dear blockheads. Here you are in the Octagon Room. My name is Dokuroku, and it is with my tremendous delight that I can finally see your dirty mugs. Watch that damn mouth of yours. And show yourself already, because I'm getting pissed. You're totally gone dumb brain gum. It's my face. What are you assuming? What I'm assuming is that this damn puppeteer is playing with his ugly ass toys, taking us for a bunch of jackasses. Puppeteer, there's no one as such to fulfill this role. But since your level of ineptitude is going off the charts, I suppose proofs of my realness won't be too luxurious? Hello there, Dokuroku. What is that? Did it just fucking jumped out of the screen? It's not physically possible. It's defying the laws. This has to be a nightmare. A nightmare, I tell you. A nightmare? Didn't you see those heavenly cubic buns of mine? It can't be anything but a robot, right? Even if it is a robot, I've never heard of a technology that allows some sort of quantum teleportation. Yeah, simpleton number 1. And listen to what simpleton number 2 said with her gibberish slang. Now stop with the puppet and robot crap. There's no puppeteer, no programmer, so take your mind out of the frame, you mudneck. Your entrance really baffled my expectations, Dokuroku. But it's no time and place to be mesmerized, so get on with your explanations and clarify the reason why you summoned us here. The question we've all been waiting for so long. Well, sound like a haughty blockhead that you are. How imprudent. But okay, I'm going to explain why you're all here. Time is now to a thrilling business. You see, each of you blockheads has been invited for a specific reason. Obnoxious, albeit thrilling reason. Each one of you, Raw Brains, are the betrayers who are thwarted the commencement of the world's final order. What's that again? That's crazy talk. I don't like the way the word final sounds like. What's that crap again? Well, in the past, it was a cliche to imagine the world would turn into a dystopia. It has been slowly and secretly drifting to this end, unbeknownst to the great public. But it's okay. It's too soon to reset the world. It is soon time to reset the world and conceive it with a utopic picture in mind. However, you bothered my plans. It went awry. I didn't do anything. But, well, I do not remember anything as such.
でもね
This would not be very courteous of me to partake in such havocing activities. Don't trust it. Fuck toy is spitting out
だ
lies.
けど
Weird puppet. 2 questions on my account. Who's our in our plans, and how is it because of us? It feels like you're insinuating that we all worked on this together. In fact, the story goes a little further than that. So shut up and listen. I had my plan to make the world a better place, but you meddled up my affairs and slowed down its process. But to tell it literally, you put a code on it. A code that prevented the project from expanding. A code? Yes, a code. When you heard about my plan to bring humankind to the next step, you wanted to interfere with it. So you went to your keyboard, screens, and then hacked my systems to set a code in order to stop everything from working. Seemingly, this seemed like a good idea in your mind, but not anymore, because now, in order to proceed with the world's final order project, I need to extract code out of your memory. If what you say is true,
それ
then,
が
of course it's not. What Dokoroku is saying is pure fibs. We have memory defects, Fujita. It's now time to get a grip on what's happening. As long as we cannot remember anything, we won't be able to affirm what has been done or not, even for us. So we're just gonna nod and accept this what this thing is saying? Exactly. And from there we'll make up our own mind from the gathered information. But now my question is, if what Dokoroku says is true, that we have for some reason interfered with their project and put a locking code to block their systems, how is it planning to retrieve this locking code from our memory if the last pages of our existence are blank and empty? Because truthfully, I do remember my family, my name, my college years, but the last few years of my life seem to have vanished. Oh my, easy question, tousled-haired guy. I'll retrieve this locking code from your memory with the use of your personal prism.
あ
You cannot. Prisms are devices with a very sophisticated safety system. If you intend to access our prisms by hacking them, then let me tell you this won't be doable.
だけど
It's true though. The hack grinding antennas from their name literally grind any prism-related hacking procedure. So it's not really possible to hack one's prism. Oh, nincompoops that you are. Kya kya. Bad news though, because here you are in the Tetra facility, one of the most inaccessible places in which the hack grinding antenna's radius cannot reach. There's no such place, pup fuck. Ha, shut the hell up. Stop trying to be the fucking loudmouth. If I'm not mistaken here, your prisms have been acting rather queerly, haven't they? Look, guys, Dokoroku is from a different time, okay? It's true that my prism's behavior has been acting very strange. Wep.
その
Because that's bad for me then, because I sure have lots of memories that I wouldn't want anyone to hear about.
だから
However, if you want to retrieve something from our memories, well, why have you occasioned our memory loss in the first place? Good question. I'm not the cause of your amnesia. It's a third party's doings. You might soon discover who it was if you retrieve your memories. But in the meantime, even if you can't remember them, your memories are still there, somewhere. And if we want to retrieve the unlocking memory that contains the locking code, we'll have to probe your prisms until we find out who has it.
あの
Only one has the memory code then? Yeah. Although you all work together on your mischiefs, only one of you has created the code, but how are you going to guess who it was? Oh, but we won't bother, Kya Kya. Every 3 days, one of you will be mind hacked, and so on until we finally find the one with the unlocking memory. Mind hack? What does that term mean?
ねえね
It's a term that's specific to a certain type of hacking. Mind hack does not only hack the prism, it also connects the host with the host's brain in a way. The downside is that mind hacking someone can cause them to fall into comatose, or worse. Roughly speaking, you can disconnect the brain, which may cause death. Wait, what's that? Are you kidding me?
え怖いよ
Huh, huh. I don't want to die. What the fidgety fuck is that bullshit? Are you trying to mean that you are gonna low-key kill us for just for a freaking code? Kinda. But cannot we find a consensus, an alternate solution? No, and sacrifice is sometimes necessary for redemption, baby. But as for now, before the first mind hack takes place, which is to be after tomorrow, be patient and enjoy the thrills. After all, maybe the first one to get mind hack will have the unlocking memory and everyone else will get to live. Or maybe not. So... this is interesting. Okay, so we're trying to figure out who has code in their brain? And he's just gonna randomly start hacking people and killing them to find out? So I'm wondering where the puzzle part comes into this.
やだもう
Stop waggling our balls. It's not funny. Yonino looks pretty mad, but I haven't known her for too long. It feels a little strange seeing her like that. We need to establish who's got the unlocking memory. Show yourself, betrayer.
ただし
You're as much of a betrayer as we are. For all we know, it could be you. I know. I was sure my look was too rad for me to look innocent.
でも
Besides, it's unnecessary to ask who it is. The bearer of the memory probably cannot even remember it themselves. It's not useless to remind you that we all have this nonsensical memory loss caused by the demented person with obscure motives, but what if the bearer of this memory is actually the culprit behind her amnesia, and so they're now faking their own memory loss? Well, that's a thorn in the foot right there. That would be the best scenario indeed. It would be easier for us to make someone spit out their secret than attempting at getting information from an amnesiac person. You know, I believe I've told you enough for you to discover the rest of it. And either ways, you might discover it soon enough because after all, it will be necessary if you survive. Any last questions? You suggest I have one, so pardon me for reiterating my question, but I'm having a hard time coping with it. Are all the people in this room, myself included, truly the doers of such a nefarious deed? Oh yeah, you're naughty, bad. Kinda cool though. Whatever, blob brain. Now I shall retire to my quarters. I really want you to have a paisable leisure and to visit the rest of the building. Have a nice excursion.
聞いてください
So once again, are we going to be okay with that and just naively walk around? We need to be attentive. There might be something after all. Only further clues will reveal whether it's a joke or not. I suppose it'd be fair to give it a try. Clues. We need to search for clues. Ding dong, now it's now time for a new tutorial. Trust me, we aren't done yet. But this one's fairly short. It's about the clue box. Throughout the game, you'll discover new useful information which will be stored in the clue box, okay? These clues will then help you elucidate some mysteries. So catch them all. The clue box can be opened via the A key. Thanks for reading. Clue box, eh? Let me see this clue box. Wait, let me save before anything. Everyone has left the room, with eyes either filled with anger or confusion, but maybe even both. The situation's been so mind-blogging, that it had become hard to cope with only one feeling or one emotion at a time. Our minds, which were already faulty, were then utterly distraught at this point. I was really unable to keep my mind clear. It was also hard to put into place, like attempting to solve a jigsaw with unfitting pieces. We've been explained to that in our past while once part of a group whose goal was to stop a certain product from improving the world's condition. But for some reasons, none of us could remember it. I was really unable to accept that. Why would I have done such appalling doings? I was not against improving our planet, I really wasn't. But circumstances made it that I really couldn't deny what Hanbis had said. Since we were incapable of recollecting any memories about a specific period of our past, anything could have happened during this blackout. But then, did I really do it? Or was there an underlying double meaning to this discombobulating story? I don't know, I just really like the very intense wording that they use in this game. Intentional or not. Well, now that everyone's scattered to investigate, I better take my own part in this task before we all gather again in this room. I need to make my way through Dokoroku's twisted game and uncover the truth. Reminder, to leave a room, press the button D. If you cannot, it means that something in the room in which you are still has something for you to interact with. Well, what a performance that was. Very unconventional. That's the least you can say. My body is still shaky. Ease your mind, Fujita. I'll give my best to help you solve this. I can see that you are full of will. Therefore, let's do like Dokoroku said, let's visit the place. And if you don't mind, I'd be honored if you accept me as your team partner for this little excursion. I don't mind if you don't say weird things again. Well, asking me to not be weird would be like ripping the best part off my personality, but I'll do my best. It won't make any difference. I wonder what are those things made for, but it's making a faint uninterrupted rumbling sound. Looking at this screen reminds me of the unnatural way Dokoroku jumped out of it. What a performance! Looking at this, okay, okay, I see what's happening now. So this is my clue box. Oh, I left. Huh? This place has changed, no? You're right, each bedroom has the picture of someone on its door. Yes, I noticed that. Words came out instinctively. But in the end, it proves that Dokoroku has lied to us. What does it mean Dokoroku has lied to us? Sorry to interrupt you during an interaction, how unconcerned of me, right? But we're gonna see a quick tutorial. This one is the remark equals react command. Sometimes during an interaction, highlighted words will pop up, and from there you will need to import a perfect sequence of buttons. Doing it will reward you with a clue or a hint on how to proceed with the game. Interesting. The arrow keys and the Z, X, S, and A buttons. What? A QuickTime event? Dude, that's like the same effect that was in Midnight Train. Awesome, your meat sticks are as stealthy as 1,000 ninjas. Yeah. That's what I always say about my meat sticks. They're very, very stealthy. But now that you're ready, you can go on with Hanbi and the mysterious masked man's conversation. Those photos appearing all of a sudden while we were all together in the octagon. It proves that Dokoroku has lied to us. Oh. Oh god. You're right. If I remember correctly, this thing stated that it was working on its own. But it wouldn't have been able to in the octagon with us in these corridors at the same time, so there's someone else. So weird. Right. But that was predictable. It cannot just be a robot puppet working on its own. Let's not overthink it. Instead, shall we introduce ourselves to this funny-looking gentleman whose name has remained a secret to this time? Yes, no one has bothered asking it. I was born with the name Kanagoki Doppo. Nice to meet you, I guess. Alright, Kanakogi. Sorry, I didn't even say his name right. How do you describe Kanakogi as his mask was preventing anyone from being able to see his face? The only things that I can remember about him was his spindly-looking arms and legs, which seemed to be constantly shaky, and his pallid skin tone, which has turned almost gray. Everything led me to think that Kanakogi wasn't in a healthy condition. Now if we can go back to it, it is weird that when I tried to open the door with my face on it, I couldn't open it. It was shut tightly. That's normal. The door requires a password to be opened from the outside. Didn't you notice it? Is that so? Well, since I didn't wake up in one of those bedrooms, I didn't really have the time to mind it. Wait, you didn't wake up in one of those bedrooms? I woke up on a couch in a room down the main corridor. I think it was some sort of living room, I think. I don't really know why it happened differently with me. That's weird, actually. How's that weird? Are you judging me again? Wait, what? No, it's just that it's a bit suspicious that your story differs from yours. Well, let me just tell you that you are the one who's looking rather suspicious. It's easy to act all friendly and all, befriending everyone, but in the end, it feels like you're trying to hide something. You know, like those psychopaths who will spread their pseudo-high moral standards before we're going on a rampage shortly after. Hey, that's very uncalled for. Your rudeness is unwarranted. One's darkness dwells in their heart and on their appearance. I'm not feeling you. Well, that escalated very quickly. This fellow is a real victim, but his story could easily raise a few questions. Why did he wake up somewhere else other than the bedroom with his face on the door? I don't know, and I don't care. He called me suspicious, but he isn't any better. The tensions must have gotten the best of him. Whatever. Alright, guys. Before I start aimlessly wandering around the game, I think this is a good place to stop the episode. So, there's another episode of Konran Zanki. So yes, the English is not perfect. It's kind of hard to understand some of the sentence structures, but I feel like the actual meaning is not lost ever. Like, you get what they're trying to say most of the time. And, or like all the time, really. So like, I think the story will be fine. Like, it seems like there's something to do with the prisms. There was some prism thing that was trying to happen. And these guys apparently were all responsible for stopping it. And I feel like that was actually a good thing they stopped it. But they're being painted as bad guys right now. And they're trying to... Okay, so here's the thing that I'm very confused about. I don't know how the structure of the game loop is going to happen. Like, obviously people are going to die. And people need to figure out who's... Like, what do I say? They need to figure out who has the info, but we don't even know if the person knows that they had the info or not, or if they're a traitor or whatever. But then how do people randomly just die? Clearly it's not going to be... It doesn't sound like people are going to be killing each other. It looks like the main guy is going to be killing each person. So that's very different from how a game like Danganronpa would build up as. But, so yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of questions I have, but I'm really curious to find out. Clearly it's not a clone. Okay? Like, there's a lot of similarities, I could say, for like 999 or like Danganronpa or like things like that. But like, I feel like they've done a very good job of making their own like concept here. And it's giving me a lot to guess, I guess. Like, I have a lot of thoughts in my head about where this might go, and it makes me really curious. And I hope you guys are feeling the same way. So, I kind of wish, I don't know, they said they're thinking of doing an English dub as well. I hope that they get someone to help them with the translations. I feel like with what they have right now, I might even be able to help with those. Like, anybody who just kind of understands the sentences could like clean up each sentence without having to know Japanese or anything like that. To translate from source material or whatever the source material's language is. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's like the only thing that's kind of like that, and I guess a few of the RPG Maker-esque bugs that are happening. Like, repeating dialogue and clicking random things. I don't know if that's on my end or not, but I'm doing my best. But yeah, I don't know. I think this game is really cool so far. I don't know what you guys think. You guys gotta let me know what you guys think as well. I think the setup is pretty interesting, and I can't wait to see how the rest of it starts unfolding. As far as I know, the game is supposed to have 9 to 10 hours of gameplay, so it shouldn't be too long, but I'm very curious to see what would happen in those 10 hours or so. So yeah, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!